7. So we're just going to do some of the tutorials for the basic embroidery stitches. In your pack you will have a plastic sleeve or components. We're not going to look at that today because we want to leave that all intact so you don't lose any of your bits. In your pack you will have 3 pieces of felt that you can see I've got here, a smaller piece with a needle in. We do need this piece of felt, so don't get rid of this piece of felt, but do use it so you don't lose your needle. You can see that I've just put it in there like that to keep my needle secure. And you'll have about 10 different colours of embroidery thread. Now you'll notice that these threads are not very exciting colours, and that's because if we use all the exciting colours for our testing, we don't actually have any for our final piece. So we use all the browns and the boring colours for testing, so that when we come to do our final piece we've got all those really lovely bright colours that are exemplified by the Day of the Dead culture. So I'm going to just start by choosing one of my pieces. Now you might have done your designing, you might not have done your designing, but from your mood board you will know that the Day of the Dead uses really bright colours. It's a celebration of death, it's not maudlin or morbid. So I've got 3 colours here. I'm going to choose this one to do my testing on because I think these 2 bright colours will be really great for my actual product. So I'm going to put those back in my folder and I'm going to concentrate on using this piece of turquoise felt. Your thread is made up of 6 finer threads, okay, and if I just pull that apart in front of the camera you can see that there are 6 finer threads, which is really nice for these embroidery threads, which means that you can actually change the weight of the line that you're stitching, a bit like doing a thicker line or a thin line. For the purpose of doing our testing, we are going to divide these strands into 2 sets of 3. And you can see that I've got a 4 and a 2 there. I want to make it into 2 sets of 3. Now you have to be quite careful doing this, because what happens is, because you can see that they are twisted, what happens if you pull them too quickly, they will become into a knot, and then that makes it a useless piece of thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very, very gently pull them apart. Now you can see the bottom of the thread here is twisting as I'm doing that, and what's happening is it's just unraveling. To make this a little bit easier, what you can do, if you have a friend that can help you, or a brother or a sister, they can hold the end. So now I have 2 separate strands of 3, okay? So if we do that with all of our strands, you should have 10 in there, you're going to end up with 20. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to flatten the edge with my fingers, and then using a sharp pair of scissors, I'm just going to cut the end off. Okay, that makes it nice and straight. I'm just wet my fingers just a little bit. I don't put the thread in my mouth, I'm just going to damp the end of the thread, and then I'm going to take my needle, and you can see I've got an embroidery needle. I've given you all really nice embroidery needles in your packs, and you're going to just push that through the edge there. Okay, so all 3 strands go through. Now sometimes that doesn't work very well, so a way to make the strands a little bit neater is what you do is you take your needle, you can see that my thread is flat, I wrap it over the needle like this, and I squeeze my thumbnail up to the edge, okay, and then I pull my needle out, okay, then I'm just going to flatten that down, and then what I can do is I can push that through the hole as well, like that, and then I pull that through with my thumb. Okay, so I have my needle threaded. When I'm holding my needle to sew, I actually hold it on the eye. This is the hole there, it's called the eye. That stops the thread coming through. Okay, like that. In one end we need to put a knot. One knot should be enough, but if it's not and you need to do another one, it's quite difficult to get 2 knots in the same place. The way you do that is you make another knot, put the end through, and you can see that my knot is trying to go somewhere else, and all I do is I just use my needle just to put it back. Okay, you can see it's trying to go away again. Put it back over the original knot. Oh, trying to go away again. Pull it back over the original knot, and you can see that the knot is in that loop there. And now I've made a nice thicker knot.